What's up, everyone? Welcome back and thank you for stopping in. Tonight we have a cool little video to do. This is going to be 5 unique knives. Now, they might be unique for any number of reasons, maybe one or maybe many, but we will get into it right away. Give the video a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below. We'd love to have you here. So we're going to start off this unique knives video with the Andrew Demko, the AD 20.5. Now this has had burlap micarta scales added along with a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip. This has a stone washed AUS 10 blade. And what makes this knife unique is its lock. Everything else about this knife is very simple, very neutral. You know, you have that drop point blade. You got a thumb stud and hole for deployment, which makes this semi-unique. You don't see that a whole lot. The double deployment methods on the side of the knife, that's become more prevalent over the last year or two. But what really makes this knife stand out is how it locks up. So you have what's called the shark lock here. And the way to disengage this guy is there's a little tab back here. You pull that down, it slides down very easily. And when you pull that down, the bar that slides up into the tang of the knife. So when I open this guy, you can see the shark lock click in behind the tang of the knife. When you pull this down, it disengages it. This is a very strong lock. If we had very good lighting, I could show you down inside of the pivot there, and you would be able to see how this connects. But what happens is when this opens all the way, it releases it, and the shark lock engages behind the tang there, locking it up very solid. The shark lock is very strong. It's proven to be strong. I've actually done some fairly dumb things with this knife, and it has held up great. I do have some more in store for it, along with a couple of its stepbrothers, a couple cold steel knives that all have unique locks. So we'll be touching base on that shortly. But that is the Andrew Demko AD 20.5. We'll put them here under the O-Light Lantern Pro. Just give it a little ambiance. Next up on the list is the Designs Oni XL. Now this has a Tanto stone-washed 14C 28N blade. It's got these bright yellow G10 scales, which is fairly unique in itself. They kind of look like a banana. You have a titanium deep carry clip that's actually well done. We appreciate that. A lot of companies really lack on the pocket clip. They just kind of throw whatever is easiest or most convenient on there half the time. You do have this pretty unique pivot here. Very well done for the price coming from Damn Designs. No matter what you think of the owner and designer of these knives, value is value. This is the only one I own from him, and probably will be the only one unless something really catches my eye. But what makes this so unique is that massive top or front flipper that you see poking up there. Now, this isn't really the only knife that has a massive tab. There's not many though. Typically they are very minimal, similar to what you see here on this Liang Ma Field Duty 3.5. Very minimal, very small. You know, you barely notice it's there. But with this guy, you know, that sticks out. I wonder how far that really is. That sticks out almost a quarter. It is a quarter of an inch, over a quarter of an inch. So, you know, you got this massive flipper tab, front flipper, sticking out over the top of the knife. The cool thing is that it actually works well. You can do it right up front here. You can do it at the top in the front. And with this one, typically you don't want to do it, but with this one you can. You can basically do it at the very top, the end of it, and it still works good. Another, you can go over the top, what we call a reach around. I wouldn't recommend it with this one because of how rough the jimping is, but you can do the inside finger roll here also. If you wanted to do it like in a slow sense, that would work, but eventually this will dig your finger up if you're not used to doing that. This is a front flipper that I would recommend for someone who is just starting off with front flipping and they're trying to get the hang of it. This would be a good candidate for that. It's very fluid, very easily manipulated. All you have to do is put your finger on it and pull down, basically back towards the scale in like a rainbow fashion. But that is the damn Designs Oni XL with that very unique top flipper tab. Now next up we have the Tucson TS195. This is unique as hell and it comes at a great price. You have an M390 Warncliffe stonewash blade, very well done. It's very unique all the way around. I love this thing. I love how the tip actually, it doesn't come out pointy. It actually flattens off right there, then comes to a point. So it gives it a little bit more rigidity. There you can kind of see where, you see how you see that line right there? That's actually it angling again right before it gets to the tip, and that lends to just having a slightly stronger tip than if it were to come straight to the point. You do have this nice deep fuller for deployment. It works well. I have Loctited this so because it used to walk pretty good, which isn't out of the ordinary. You do also have a really well done front flipper tab, and then you also have a rear flipper tab. So this has multiple ways of deployment, which is very unique. More knives are starting to do very similar things, but up until this past year, having multiple deployment methods like this, you know, it wasn't seen very often. You might have thumb studs and a flipper, or a hole in a flipper, or something of that sort, but to have, you know, a fuller or a hole or studs, and then having a front flipper and a rear flipper, you know, it makes it very cool. You do have this milled titanium scale on both sides, milled titanium scales. The milling is so well done, very smooth, and it's seamless. You have this nice bead blasted titanium pocket clip, which it works well. It's well done. You got this nice heavy duty hardware. It is a frame lock, and these are a great price. But what's most unique about this guy is this is all one solid piece of titanium. Very unique. Most all knives are two pieces on each side. Even if you've seen a knife that looks similar to this, more than likely there's a line there, and it's so subtle that you can't see it, and it looks similar to this. But this is one solid piece, and everything is milled out on the inside and done from the inside, basically. Very unique and very cool. Typically, These are a lot more expensive of knives just because of the simple fact that it is one solid piece of titanium. So with this being what's known as an integral frame, you know, everything is one solid piece, and it's so unique. There's very few knives out there that are a true integral. There's more coming about, but it's a very small margin of companies that are doing something like this just because it takes time. It's not easy, and there is a lot of mess ups guaranteed doing integrals. Next up, we have the Kuby Anteater. Now, this knife is very cool. This is on the budget end, similar to the Damn Designs there, but very well done. A very well done budget knife here. You got a stone washed D2 blade here. This is it's very unique, a very unique blade shape, and that is the thing that makes this the most unique blade shape here on the table. You do have black G10 scales, which are machined very well, very smooth. They are angled in all the right places to get you a good grip, especially back here. You're locked in. You got some jimping there, and I mean, you're really locked in. This would make a great slashing knife. It has a deep carry steel clip done well. Kuby typically does pretty well with their pocket clips. They're standard, but their standard clip is done pretty well, I have to say. Open construction with your studs here. Your means of deployment is this well done flipper tab. You can push button it, you can light switch it, and if you mess around with this knife long enough, it's got such a tall blade that you can actually just manipulate it with a reverse flick. If I can do it here, you can thumb flick it out. Now, that's not how this knife is meant to be deployed. The reverse flick is a lot easier. I just kind of ride my finger like this, and you'll get it to go 90% of the time. It works pretty well, but the flipper tab is very, very useful and comfortable to use. So you do have, I don't know, would you call that a hawksbill? I guess that's what you would call it. I guess that's what I will call it. It's, you know, you don't see it a lot on a locking folding knife. Typically, you'll see that hawksbill style blade on slip joints, you know, a very small slip joint type traditional knife. You don't typically see it on modern locking folding knives. So it makes it very unique in that sense. You know, you don't see a lot of these hawksbill blades in a modern knife like this. Once in a great while you do, but you know, that's one reason why I picked this up. I thought having that crazy exaggerated point would be awesome for certain draw cuts, for getting in behind strapping or rope. And then another unique thing about this is it's actually rounded there. You know, it sweeps up and then back down. So if you're cutting something, say, that the way this is set up, it should help you manage to stay in your cut a little better. And that's one thing I love about this blade shape. I don't have many. I think this is probably the only one. I might have one other one, but that hawksbill blade is so unique and so cool. And last up, we have the Winter Blade Co. Factor. We all know why this is so unique. This has an M390 satin sheepsfoot blade, elongated hole for deployment. You also have this rear flipper tab gizmo that you can use for deployment. You have a titanium show side scale with a carbon fiber scale on the clip side. You have a deep carry titanium clip, all very well done. What makes this the most unique knife on the table is that this is pretty much one of the only knives in the whole world that are in production that use magnets for locking it up, and it's action, and it's so clean, so crisp. You get a nice little ting every single time pretty much that you open it. So very unique, very cool. I do like this knife a lot. The more I've messed with it and used it and fidgeted with it, it is really cool, and I do appreciate the ingenuity and the leap into the unknown. Winters, he went all in, and he knows what he's doing, but to put what he knows into this was just incredible, and to have it come out so well done. Not that this doesn't need refined, it does, but as it stands, it would be a useful EDC blade for moderate to light duty tasks, and it makes a great fidget knife, in other words, to mess around with it. You can reverse flick it, thumb flick it. You can't let it out with its lock, but you can push the rear tab and actuate it that way. Very unique, very cool. The Winter Blade CoFactor. These will be dropping on and off randomly. Damn Designs are probably going to be dropping soon. I think these are out of stock. These can be picked up on White Mountain Knives, Amazon. These can be picked up all over the place. Urban EDC Supply. I think DLT, Knife Center. So most of these are going to be available or already available. If you are interested in one of these come occasionally. You just have to keep your eye out, set an email alert. These are going to be dropping soon. He does them in batches, and I believe a batch is getting ready to be done and ready to sell. That is 5 unique knives, guys. I hope you stayed till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Do you like this idea of doing different things like this? And if you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you here. Otherwise, have a good night, have a safe night, and I will catch you guys later.